Unwitting is an insult to my intelligence and the intelligence of the people in the group. You make us sound like we are fools, and that is not true. Well, Guelo 60 is kind of a fool.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of China Uncle Mikey. And I wasn't plan to make this video, but recently I think Serpenzier made a video about the vegetable dancing in Hechun, and a lot of China YouTubers participated, and I think Jiao Nation and the Mexicans in China made 2 videos and talking about this and that about that event they joined, and talking about the vegetable dancing a little bit. So today I'm going to give you my perspective and my opinion. So here we go. First, let's have a look at what did the Jiao Nation and the Mexican in China talking about that old man or so-called farmer of that village, and what is their words about that old man or enthusiastic and passionate in growing vegetables.
Random town and we find this guy, which is a live streamer.
He's live streaming.
Oh, his live stream? Really? Oh, you're a celebrity.
He live streams with old women dancing with vegetables, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, so why not join?
Yeah, he's a farmer, and the Chinese government is just promoting this kind of work because not a lot of people want to do this nowadays. And in that video you can see me, Noelia and Ollie Bear dancing with a bunch of vegetables, and we're all super happy because it was fun, guys. It was a lot of fun and we really enjoyed it.
Now the truth of the matter was that we walked through the village area and we came upon this fella who was doing TikTok videos. If you hadn't seen the video, please watch it. It was very entertaining and interesting visit. In fact, the gentleman that I met was about my dad's age. I could see a lot of enthusiasm in a man that was, getting towards retirement age. This guy was open to new technologies. He was excited about what his village was known for. And instead of putting him down, I wanted to do anything to lift this guy up. In fact, I was proud to meet this guy, and he was proud of what he was doing. And everybody around him was pretty proud of what he was doing too.
This guy is so proud of what he has created.
So here I Baidu the 3 sources of news from Chinese mainstream medias. The first one is Xinlang Kandian from Sina.com, the biggest news website of China. Second one is from Sohu.com, a top news website as Sina.com. The third one is the original source of this news, which comes from ShanxiChinaWest.com. Both of them have the same title called 大盆地头搞直播，春之书当网红. Translated to English is streaming from greenhouse to farmland, party secretary becoming internet celebrity. Then let's having a look at this sentence. 年高60多岁的村党支部书记史安民更是带头登台，亲自带领群众网红于每晚7点到9点通过抖音网络直播平台销售黄瓜、芹菜、西红柿、辣椒。Translated to English is 60 years old village branch Communist Party Secretary Shi Anming takes the leadership of the people to stream from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day on Douyin, TikTok Chinese version, and other streaming platform to sell cucumber, lettuce, tomato, and spicy chili, so and so. So, as you can see from the Chinese newspaper, and there's nothing to hide, right? This is the 春之书 in Chinese, which literally means the secretary of the party in that village. And there are actually like 2 structure of the management of the Chinese village. One is the government government management, which is the village chief government official, which is the Chunzang, and another one is the party secretary, which is the Chunzhishu. So usually the party management is a little bit higher than the government officials. So a secretary of the party in the village, which is the highest government official or party official to manage the whole village. So this is what we can find. Another thing is the CRI, which is the China Radio International. Jiao Nation and Mexican in China both mentioned in their videos.
A trip to Shanxi, sponsored by CRI, which is China Radio International, which is a radio station.
So yes, we were sponsored by the CRI. But what do I mean with sponsored? Did we get money? Okay, here we go. They invited us on a trip to Shanxi. What for? To promote the province of Shanxi, because in Shanxi there seems to be a lot of places that Chinese government has lifted out of poverty.
The event was put on by a group called CRI, and we were meeting different places in Shanxi province, particularly areas around Xi'an. In this case, we were brought to an area that was trying and fairly successfully producing vegetables, and this apparently was open season for criticism, because this event that we went on, just this one event as part of many events on our trip, was just a beautiful target by people who would like to offer their own opinions on what we were doing and how we were unwitting accomplices to some nefarious deeds by the Chinese government.
The trip was managed by CRI, and I think Jiao Nation is partially or more or less confirmed this is government sponsored. So their trip was managed or guided by CRI. So they are on a trip that along with or cooperated with our government official media, which is for sure. Two Mexican kids, they did not, or they tried to shift it and not talking about CRI too much. But the evidence is, if you, I will give you and have a look the website that CRI was stated. So let's have a look at the Baidupedia's explanation of CRI. China Radio International, along with 中央人民广播电台 China National Radio, in short CNR, and 中国中央电视台 CCTV are the three most influencing medias in mainland China. In mainland China, these are the mainstream medias that Chinese people watching and listening in daily basis. Every Chinese know these are China national-owned medias. So, now you know the background and you know the people they mentioned in the video, which is the old secretary of the party official, and now you understand the company who sponsored their trip to Xi'an and sponsored all the activities that they did for their videos are the state-owned media in China. And here's the topic that I want to bring up. Why those guys cannot make a trip or cannot travel by themselves. They always looking for some other companies to give them sponsored trip, maybe accommodation is paid by the company. And you know, I'm Chinese, I love travel. I do see China has a lot of sightseeing spots, like the beautiful mountain sceneries and the awesome temples and great waterfall and awesome culture in small village and the minority cultures, etc. and etc. But I always get out by my own. I pay everything by my own, and I would like to design the trip by myself, and I have a fully control of all the activities that I'm going to do during the trip. So I do not have somebody else told me to do this and that for this activity and that activities. So this is the topic that I'm going to bring up today. Why they always want someone to sponsor them. First is the economical aid and the economical supportive. Those companies can actually get rid of all the difficulties that they are going to face in China. So sort of these guys are like lazy people. They don't want to explore China by themselves and tackle all the difficulties by themselves in a brand new environment. They intend somebody else can plan the trip and plan all the plan all the transportations and accommodations and the food and where to go. Although those two Mexican kids can speak a little bit Chinese, but if they travel by their own, they will find a lot of difficulties because they are foreigners. Like only several hotels in a small village can take the foreigners, etc. and etc. Especially during the pandemic days, the restriction of checking in the hotel will make their trip even more difficult. So that's one point. Another one is, I think those guys are very mean. If they really love China, they want to boom the local economy or give something back to the Chinese society, I think they would like to pay everything by themselves instead of ask China to pay them, or whether it's like accommodation, whether it's like gate tickets in the sightseeing place paid by those companies or state-owned companies. Those money are from our taxpayer, from the ordinary Chinese, actually aided them to travel all over China. So this is very contradictory to the words they say they love China. So if they love China, give the local economy some of the money by yourself rather than take out the money from them. So this is another point. Here's the last thing. I think that can give them a lot of attentions and views. I'm not going to say on YouTube. On YouTube, maybe it's only those guys, Wu-Maos, and some of the foreigners maybe deeply believe their rhetorics. But in the Chinese platform, you can see Jiao Nation and the Mexican in China are both got like tons of the subscribers on Chinese media, like Toutiao, like Bilibili, like Douyin. Of course, like the economical reasons are the most motivation to let them to do that. So I'm not going to say that old man that they mentioned in the bridge is some kind of like a bad man. I believe he did a lot of good thing, but the explanations and how do they want to reverse the opinion of the fact and the reality is very misleading. So I would like to say those guys are of course opportunists, and they are looking for fame. If they are just like a self-assisted content creator, they would not like make such kind of successful like nowadays. So it's kind of they found some fortune code and they did it, but they do not want to take the criticism. So here's the important question. In China, everything is regarding to the state-owned or state-sponsored companies and affiliations. But those foreigners, and they constantly deny and they are cooperating with our government-owned companies and organizations. What is the motivation about that? What is the reason for it? If they really love China, they have to accept it. They have to publicly claim it. And then I don't have any problem with that. It makes me feel like they feel very bad that cooperating with our government companies, but they are still doing it. It's only because of the economical reasons, and they want to get attentions and the fame about their activities. So this is what I cannot accept. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I did not really want to make such kind of like a video talking about the others, but you know, those guys makes me feel really I have to do such kind of things. Sorry about the windy. I do really have to do such kind of things to deliver some real message. I'm not saying that I'm going to expose them, but I have to tell you the full picture about the whole story. Alright, thanks guys. See you next time. I love you all. Cheers.